Okay, so welcome back from the break. You're watching The Morning Rush here on Metro Television, Monday edition of the show. My name is Desmond Okrekunas. Of course, you can call me the Star Boy, and I'm here with Nana Yatano Boachi. But I'm going to go on with this particular conversation with our first guest this morning. And we're talking about the World Convention for the Full Gospel Businessmen Fellowship International. We'll get to even understand what the fellowship is about, and then we'll get into the details of the World Convention. Now, joining me this morning is Danny Mawunyaga, who is a live member of the fellowship, and he's also a farmer and an entrepreneur, and he's held a lot of positions. Let me just go through some of them. International Director at Large at the International, or the International Secretary and Chairman of Global Advisory Council and Regional Vice at Large with the fellowship, right? And also he works with the Accra Red Church, and of course he's married. He's got nice children. If you see, you know that, yeah. His offspring will be really, that's good what they say, and welcome.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate your introduction.
Fantastic.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Good to see you.
Great.
Yeah, I'm tempted to speak away.
Great. Go ahead, this one.
This one, it's okay. But anyway, so the confusion really is that there's a church called Full Gospel, and then there's the fellowship, which is Full Gospel Businessmen Fellowship International.
Yeah.
Are they related?
We are not related. So the Full Gospel Businessmen Fellowship International is not a church.
Okay.
It is an international fellowship made up of members from all the churches globally. Now, we are a marketplace outreach ministry where we don't meet in church buildings, but we rather meet in hotels, restaurants, bars, cafes, wherever we find men who need Christ. So, and our modus operandi basically is testifying about our personal experience with Jesus Christ, what we have encountered. Many of us were in the world, but we found Christ in the restaurant and at breakfast meetings, dinner meetings, which is how the Full Gospel Businessmen Fellowship International invite people and share Christ with them. Okay,
so I just had to get that clear, because usually when you mention Full Gospel, people think it's a church. You know, the FGBMFI is part of the church, so that's a very good...
Not at all. There's a clear distinction. We are a fellowship, an international fellowship.
And I understand that it's made up of skilled people, or people who've got their work already doing things like that. So that's how people get to even be part of the fellowship.
Interestingly, the modus operandi of Jesus Christ basically is what the Full Gospel Businessmen Fellowship International does. Jesus Christ, at the beginning of his ministry, had compassion on people. He prayed for them, he healed them, and he gave them food wherever he went. And that is the way we operate. Now, his disciples were all skilled men. We had doctors, we had carpenters, tax collectors, name them. The 12 disciples, tent builders, all of them were skilled. So, with the Full Gospel Businessmen Fellowship International, we are also skilled people, farmers, plumbers, teachers, judges, lawyers, name them. Yeah. So, you come into our fold, and we teach you how to have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. You may be church-going, you may be warming the pews, you may not have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. You may be going to church, just listen to sermon, you can't even ask questions, and then you leave. But at a Full Gospel Businessmen Fellowship International meeting, or especially our training seminars, you interact with our leaders.
Then that's like a very good thing, because now you'd have as a fellowship you'd have people that you can call on when there's stairs or you need a plumber. It's easier to connect with yourselves, and that is something that really a lot of people complain about the church lately, that people do not have stuff to do. We do not connect with ourselves in the church to try and get something to do for each and every single person. So I think it's a very, very good thing. Now, the main focus for our conversation this morning is the World Convention.
Yes.
And I understand the president of the whole world, we are seeing now Full Gospel, is Ghanaian.
I tell you what, Ghana is blessed, and I'm proud to be a Ghanaian. At this moment, I walk shoulder high because I know God's focus is on Ghana. This week, something good is going to happen. Great. And it's not going to end there. It's going to continue. The whole world is coming to Ghana. And the focus is on Ghana. Why? Because the Full Gospel Businessmen Fellowship International, this is the first time in the 71 years of the fellowship that a convention has come to Ghana. It is the second time in Africa. The first time was in 2003. That was held in Nigeria. And believe you me, it also climaxed the opening of the Abuja Stadium.
Oh, okay.
And this is the second time it's coming to Africa, but the first time in Ghana in the 71 years of the fellowship. And to the glory of God, we are buy one, get more free. There's no limit to what we can. Fortunately for us, the international president, who was voted for in February 2023, this year, at our international directors meeting in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, happens to be a Ghanaian, Mr. Francis Owusu. I'm sure you might have heard about him.
Yeah.
He's the CEO of the Fiesta Royal Hotel in Accra, North Jolo. And so you can imagine, you have been given the convention to host the whole world. Then one of yours is voted the international president.
That's a great feat.
Come on, my brother. What else can you ask from God?
Wow. That's a very huge one. And I mean, as such, what do you think is the benefit of that to the fellowship here in Ghana?
Well, we are not even focusing on the fellowship in Ghana. We are focusing on the whole nation.
Okay.
The nation as a whole. Full Gospel Businessmen Fellowship International, Ghana is only a small segment of the whole nation, Ghana. You cannot afford not to be part of this World Convention, which is going to start on Wednesday with the international directors meeting, all through the week till Saturday, the closing ceremony. Now, the benefit is that people are coming in from all over the world. We're expecting about 2,000 plus delegates from across the board. They're going to spend money. The hotels are going to make money. The transport is going to make money. Now, the focus is the spiritual impartation on the nation Ghana. Prayers have gone into this. We just broke our 21-day fast yesterday towards this convention. So there is going to be a spiritual impartation. There's going to be economic impartation.
Okay. That's great. So both sides, there are going to be benefits and impartation. So let's get into the details for the convention. So from actually the 13th to the 15th, let's go through the lineup. Who the kind of people we're expecting, businessmen, and also I know that there are some great speakers coming through. If you could just run that by us.
Well, I must tell you, we have great speakers like Apostle Salmon.
Apostle Joshua Salmon?
Yeah, Joshua Salmon is coming.
Okay.
And it's big time. And we have speakers like Cohen. We have some speakers like our own who are going to be at the business meeting. Now, there is a business segment, the CBDD.
Okay.
I know we're going to get there, but some of the speakers, Cohen have mentioned, John Hunter, who is also going to preside over the ladies' conference. There are many more, I tell you.
That will be coming through.
That will be coming through.
So it's 3 days from Thursday to Saturday, so 13th to the 15th.
Yes, that is right.
Okay. So how do people get to be a part of this?
It's open. Our doors are open. Everybody is invited, no exception. But the opening ceremony is by invitation only. Okay. Because we have limited sitting capacity in the hall. Okay. The other programs are open. Some of them you have to pay to attend. Some of the seminars and some of the programs you have to pay to attend. And it's not much. Okay. You know, it's not much.
It's so okay.
Everybody is
invited to be a part of this.
Yeah.
So and the venue is the where is it happening?
It's happening at the Accra International Conference Center, AICC.
Okay. So I think that's the Grand Arena Yeah, that's where the VGMA and all the other events are held on the other side. Yeah, so when you get there, I'm sure you could find your way through. So Grand Arena of the Accra International Conference Center, that's where the World Convention is happening from Thursday the 13th to Saturday the 15th of July. So that's just this week, Thursday into Saturday. So make sure that you're part of it. As we wrap up, what message you want to leave with people out there?
The key message I want to leave with people out there is the Corporate Business Development Directorate.
Okay.
We are having an expo.
Okay.
And this expo is to show people that the Full Gospel Businessmen Fellowship International is not only about the spirituality. We also have a market segment, which is the Corporate Business Development Directorate, which takes care of the business. And it's a bridge between the Full Gospel and the marketplace, where we put the bridges in place for training the youth, especially. Our focus is training the youth, to develop their own business, and also getting people to come and understand that we live in a spiritual world, but we manage the physical, which is the economic. And it begins with us as individuals. And you cannot do without the God factor. So you come to the CBDD Expo, which will be there at the Grand Arena. Come and see for yourself, meet people, ask questions. You'll be prayed for, even as you are taught how to do your own business according to the good book.
That's fantastic. Yeah. So there you have it. Make sure that you make your way to the Grand Arena of the Accra International Conference Center for this great event. Of course, spirituality, that's a very big part of it. And of course, the parts where you need to know what you're doing and all that. I remember at the lodge they were talking about corruption. I remember Mr. Snowden was talking about corruption and how people are in the church doing business. And even when they step out there, Christianity does not reflect in their lives and the business that they do. So that's something that will be also talked about.
That is what we want to change. The new normal is perception. You know, it's not going to drive us, but we are going to be the reality, you know, the mindset. So when you become a born-again practicing Christian, your business must be born again, you must be born again, everything around you must change for the better. And when I change, you change, he changed, they change, this country will be a better place to live.
Great.
There is hope for Ghana.
Thank you very much for coming in this morning. So Danny Maunyaga is a live member of the Full Gospel Businessmen Fellowship International. The World Convention is happening this weekend from Thursday to Saturday. That's 13th to 15th of July 2023. So make sure that you're part of it. Most of it will be free, but of course there are other parts that you've got to dip your hands into your pocket. Let me say big shouts to my senior man Alfred, who is around.